But you move up.
Hi, Edward. Hi, Tammy. Edward says, how come you didn't roast your ass off of that local shopping cart?
Stop bringing you up.
Oh, okay, Tammy. I'll check it out.
What?
Hi, Laura. Huh?
What?
She said she sent me an email.
I know. You know it. You saw it. I have to think about it because
Hello, Laura.
after the pre-orders, we only got 50 left.
Hope everyone's enjoying their Monday, I think, right? It's Monday?
Now if you have a coin that we don't have, we trade you for that.
There you go.
We're looking for a semi-earning coin.
Yes, we're looking for semi-earnings coin. Hello, Penny Finder. You got thunderstorms there? I'm sorry.
By him?
By Tammy.
Oh.
Edward says, guys, is your coin all finalized now with Boss Coins? Is it the little thing fixed?
We don't use Boss.
Yeah, we don't order from Boss.
They're too expensive.
Do you want me to find it up here for you?
Yeah. Do a search. Just do a search of your name.
Okay. There we go. Here we go. Right there. Who did you get that you ordered the coins from?
The studio.
The studio, Edward. That's a bad pothole.
They're always offering 50% off.
Tammy said the only extra coin she has is Odin's big purple bus. No. Yeah, we're trying to get semi-earnings coin.
Semi-earnings coin. Somebody will give it up.
Or my Ace bottle openers, one black, one silver.
I need bottle openers.
I know.
I need coins. How about a DK scratcher?
He said you can use them to scratch. God, this traffic's just awful. She said, I don't have DK's coin. Ooh, look at that thing. Edward says, I've never seen anything from them. Is your coin going to be exactly like the picture? Because it's beautiful in the picture.
Yes.
Exactly like that, Edward. Hi, Donna. Tammy said the Ace bottle opener scratch really good.
But I've got bottle openers.
Isn't that one like that Rapunzel sent me?
Yes.
Yeah, I got one of those. I haven't used it yet, though.
That's because it hits the camera every time you try to scratch
Scratch
with
it? Oh,
Because
okay.
it's so tall.
Yeah. How are you, Donna? This is Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is once you get past all this crap, you'll be fine. It's just I don't understand how people drive so slow. Donna says doing okay, just saying I absolutely hate winder traffic as well, LOL.
Donna who?
Bogum?
Welcome.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Winder?
I didn't know you were familiar with winder, Donna. Hello, Miss Shack, scratching and crafting. She says, hi, coolies.
Hi, Miss Scratch. How are you? If that truck goes down 53, I'm going down 11.
Okay. We are doing good. So far, anyway. No, the truck went down 11.
I know. I saw it.
You would yell at me if I did that.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay. So Donna, we didn't know you were familiar with Winder.
I didn't know she was from Georgia.
I didn't either.
Going on the chat.
Everyone's trying to get the coin that Tammy has. Miss Shem said she had her dog tags, but they aren't engraving deep enough.
Or what?
They're not engraving deep enough. Well, that's not good. I don't think Donna's with us anymore. She's not answering.
Donna, how dare you leave without saying goodbye?
You'll be home before you know it.
No, we won't.
Well, it's not that far.
Trying to get us home before you know it.
House. But he wants to spend more time with his family, so that's always a good thing. Every once in a while, he said he'll drop by and say hello, so look forward to that. Hello, John. 123. How are you? I hope you're doing good today. Another subdivision going up. Oh, this is the Wee Hunt Meadows. Okay. where are we going, Edward? That you're asking, where are we going? He said, so you guys going there, Marie and Jen? Am I going where? We're doing good, Janet. There's too much construction going on. It's awful.
I'll bet they don't do that in your country.
Subdivisions going up, other things going up. Jesus. Yeah, like Jim said, I bet they don't do that where you live. Megan, how are you? John says hi, Mr. Jim.
Hey, John, how are you?
Megan says hi, Jim.
Hey, Megan. Look at this one sitting there. Get the fuck out of there, dickhead.
I don't understand these people, how they drive. My God. What, you lazy people can get out there and cut your own grass? Jesus Christ. I'm not dishing out $50, $60 for someone to cut my lawn. You're on vacation in 2 more days. Where are you going to be going? Oh, Penny Finder's still with us. That's good. Megan said they're going to Lancaster, Amish country to hide.
Oh, okay.
To go hide. I'm sure it's pretty there, though, in Amish country. Okay, here we go. Okay. We have all that, but in my province, they are allergic to work at nighttime on road work. They tried to do it in the 90 unions, and some workers wanted double time. Oh, I believe it is very pretty and lots of good food. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. You're all about the food, Megan? Okay. I'm sure they cook really well, too.
I know when I hit the bush.
That you're close to the motorcycle?
Take
I
my
keep the
cigarette.
windows open because the wasps fly around here.
You keep it open?
Because I don't want no wasp in the car.
You said you keep it open?
No, I keep them closed.
Oh.
Because I don't want the wasps flying in the
Well,
car.
I don't care.
Grab this for cigarettes.
I still haven't eaten anything. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
have.
McDonald's. There we go. Home sweet home.
Don't forget the bag in the car.
Oh, yeah. Let me grab it. Hold on. God. I'm going to grab everything. What the hell? Okay. Let me grab this. Shit. Ugh. Okay. There we go. All right, let me get in the house so the sun's not shining on us all. And of course, he doesn't leave the door open for me to get in. Luna, hi, baby. All right, you go ahead and go up there. Hi, Larry. How you doing, buddy? So, how was your finals? Huh? Good job. What finals were there today?
That was 10th lit and rec games.
And he passed them both, honey.
What?
He had his lit and his intro record games.
English lit?
Yeah, he passed them both. That's
You're
my
great.
boy.
You're graduating. You don't even have to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah, but he's got to take the other two. That way,
I know.
I wanted to. That's my son. Smart, intelligent, good looking. You hate Amish candles and pies. Oh, the pies are very good. Okay. This one goes in my car, right?
No, it goes in Kenyon.
Kenyans? Oh, okay. I'm gonna leave this tape right here on top of my dish towels. Okay, Larry, I'll make you. You want some leftover pasta I got?
We begin this hour with
Or do you
breaking
want
news
something
tied to
different?
one of New York's
Have some chicken
biggest
strips?
murder
Yes, I'll make
investigations
some.
in years. The medical examiner has just arrived to the home of accused Gilboa Beach killer
That's
Rex
yours?
Huerman, and now
Yeah, I got two of
they
them.
appear to be removing large
Oh, yeah, you
bags
do have two of them.
evidence from that
And we
property.
have to.
The 6-year-old is charged with killing 4
Take care of
women,
them.
otherwise known as the
Yeah.
Gilboa 4. He has
Don't
pleaded
need this.
guilty. Let's bring in News Nation senior
Don't
correspondent
need
Laura
this.
Engel, who has been following this case from the beginning. She is live there on Long Island. So, Laura, at this point,
Edward
they're
Murphy,
bringing
Edward
out
County
bags
said,
of
"Good job on passing
supposed
your two
alleged
finals."
evidence.
That's my boy.
That's right. You know, we've been waiting to see what they're going to bring out of the house. I am just about 2 houses down. You can't really see now that we've got a police trooper blocking our view. But right now, members of the Gilgo Beach Task Force are inside of this home. We're talking about.
I know, I'm
Suffolk
waiting on the
County
water
Police, Nassau
people.
County, state troopers
But
are
that's
here.
that's a
We
good
just
amount
saw
of water
a bunch
bill,
people
don't you
show up in
think?
suits. They look like I've seen some of them before in court. It looks like they are detectives with members of the Gilgo Beach Task Force. And as you mentioned, somebody from the ME, the medical examiner's office, just pulled up here in front of us. They drove around because the street is
Megan said,
completely
"Way to go,
blocked
Larry."
off. That obviously
She
appears
said,
to be
"Way to
very
go, Larry.
big
I give her
development,
finals."
Not necessarily to say that they found a body, but maybe they found something that might have some material that a medical examiner may need to examine.
Oh,
Now, we've
Edward
seen
said
that
they
before.
finally caught the
Medical examiner's
online
office
island
showed
serial
up when they
killer.
did a search of Rex.
Is that who that is?
Supposedly, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I guess supposedly they did.
Gilgo Beach homicide.
Hi, Joshua. How are you?
They don't really know it was me.
Oh, God.
They got the wrong guy.
I want to keep one down here. I think I'll put one in the bathroom. Keep it in this bathroom, so I have one in there.
We have one in ours.
I know. I'm going to keep one over here in this bathroom.
Because he's been on this channel for the last few days. He is credible. He has information.
The prosecution can only deal on redirect with the specific things that Costello has just testified to. Andrew, that Cohen told
It's a story a little bit. Let's think beyond this.
Cohen was, quote, absolute.
So having him talk about, well, you know, you don't really need a retainer in these circumstances, you're really sitting there in disbelief and saying, look, you know, you should talk about Mars before you talk about the legal practice.
Jonathan, thank you
excuse
very
me.
much. We are starting to get some of what's going on in there. So I want to just get a final thought here from our panel. We understand that Cohen is testifying.
Hi,
that,
Bessie.
Costello is testifying, pardon me, that Cohen was,
Edward
quote,
said that he had to
absolutely
take
manic during the April
American
17,
literature
2018
and
meeting.
American
We
history.
spoke to
It
him
was
about-
mandatory when he was in high school.
Really?
He had to take those 2 classes.
That's why he failed Canadian.
I'm making Larry chicken strips.
I want a soup.
Okay.
That he says that, you know, he was suicidal, that he didn't know what to do, he felt terrible, that he no longer had this, you know, personal relationship with then President Trump, that they called each other all the time. He was cut out, didn't get a job in Washington. Paul Morrow, this guy, you know, Costello, he's like sort of a consummate New Yorker, right? He's a straight shooter, and I expect, you know, we're going to hear a lot of what we heard when he spoke with us here.
Yeah, and remember something
Martha?
as well, aside from his
Yeah.
law partner, Costello says he has texts and emails as well, so
Okay.
he's potentially corroborative here. And the other thing, just to advance the story a little bit, let's
Joshua
think beyond
says,
this case.
Jim, are you going
Let's
live
say
tonight, brother?
That the judge
No.
really constrains
No, he's
what
not,
Costello
guys.
can do, right? Well, Costello's a walking quote.
No
machine.
live tonight.
You've seen him on the air. This is a narrative for Donald Trump post-trial, which is they constrained
No,
my
LOL,
best guy.
Jim. I
had
passed Canada
a
too,
witness who would
haha.
come in here and completely undermined Cohen, who is the witness against me, and the judge wouldn't let me
No,
do
Jim
it.
needs to get
And
some
from
more
the
sleep,
way the
I
rest of the
think,
country sits
'cause he was
outside
up
of New
too
York,
early
you see
this
this kind of
morning.
shenanigans. You say, you know what? Okay, he's
So
convicted.
I want him
doesn't
to get
matter.
some rest.
And we know that Costello will say that, Andrew,
I'm
that
gonna take one of these because you got one
Cohen told
underneath
him
there.
over and over and
There
over,
it
I
is.
have
I'm going
nothing
to.
on Donald Trump. I mean, and you need
have
that
that.
link to prove this case.
This is the death knell. The defense is doing this, I think, to do a very short defense case. They said
Edward said,
earlier
Jim, where
today
are you
that they
seeing
expected
that?
just a few witnesses and that they could rest by the end of the day. That means Donald Trump's not going to testify. He doesn't need to testify. The jury's already heard what he has to say way back in 2016 and 2017. Those statements are already in evidence in one way or another, so he doesn't need to come back to testify. This is a major bomb that the defense is cleaning up and making sure that it is the final thing the jury's left with. There's not going to be a lot of things for the prosecutor to be able to chase. They get a rebuttal case only for the limited things that the defense brought in. So this is a very nice way to package that up and end their case and send this to the jury.
Right, so the prosecution can only deal on redirect with the specific things that Costello has just testified to. And we see that Trump is asking, says that Cohen said numerous times that Trump knew nothing about the payment to Stormy Daniels, so they're pressing him on confirming that in front of this jury, because the jury didn't see the interviews that Costello did or the hearing that he testified on the Hill. It's the first time they're hearing from him, which is likely to be powerful. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. Paul Morrow, Andrew Chachowski, great to have you both here. A lot of breaking news this afternoon. That's the story for this Monday. The story goes on with this trial, folks. We are getting down to the wire.
Well, it's the trial that won't end, even though it appears that it could soon be ending, and we are live in New York City with every nasty detail. Donald?
Again, at 4:30 after court ends for the day. We'll send it back to you, Neil.
So
Jim,
it sounds
he's
like
asking
you're saying
you.
that even with the extra witnesses and these unexpected
Yeah, go ahead.
developments...
Edward's
at
asking you, where did you
4:30
see it on about that serial killer?
Oh,
Where
I-
were you watching it on?
It's all over YouTube.
Oh, it's all over YouTube, Edward.
For against Trump. This is damning testimony, and it very, very much undercuts the prosecution's case.
You know,
What
John,
kind
you
of
was
soup you
going
want?
through just the numbers. I guess the prosecution...
What?
Beef, chicken, roast chicken, which one?
Beef.
Beef? Okay.
Well, I'll have two. One beef and one roast chicken.
Okay, I got it.
And why
You want
is
the
there
beef first?
why was there only one box of roast chicken?
Because that's the only one you bought. You want the beef first?
Yeah.
All right.
Told about 20 witnesses, maybe more. Some of the more prominent ones, of course, Michael Cohen, of course, Stormy Daniels and Hope Hicks and a host of others. The defense, a precious few, they only accelerated today. What is the risk in the defense doing that? I know they hear, maybe anecdotally, that they're doing a good job. So put yourself in their shoe. They're a darn good lawyer in your own right. Would you risk widening this out?
Well, as you said, Neil, you don't want to look like you're spiking the ball. You don't want to go after Michael Cohen so badly that the jury might actually feel sympathy for him. I mean, you already showed that, again, he has a terrible record. It's like, how much more do you need to go to attack his credibility? So I think Costello is good because this is a guy who made a living as deputy chief of the criminal division of the U.S. Attorney's Office, one of the highest levels for a Justice Department prosecutor that you could reach. This is a guy who made his living telling the truth.
Oh, you graduated high school in 1997? Okay.
Who seems to have made a living just lying to everybody he could all the time.
I graduated high school in 1987.
And then don't keep going after Cohen.
Excuse me. 1986.
Shows a lot of confidence.
Mine, possibly, Bob Costello is adding into his testimony the state of mind. He's manic, he's quite desperate, and possibly that's what the judge is doing. Look, the judge here is trying to restrict anything that helps Donald Trump. We've seen this over and over. You know, I mean, he has rulings that just really hurt the defense. But Bob Costello is probably very, very adept at getting his point across to a jury. And I think he will do so very well.
Well, he is unflappable if nothing else, John. Do you have your thoughts?
Yeah, I had the luck to be on the same Fox program when he first spoke a few days ago, and I followed right after. And I think I said, Trump's guys have got to put this guy before the jury. He was compelling. He's credible, not just his background, but just the way he talks. And I think the judge cutting him off and limiting him is going to be very frustrating to the jury. Because I can say, why is it the judge letting him tell the full story after this same judge let Stormy Daniels wander all over God's green earth, giving her own testimony? So I'm not so sure this isn't going to backfire on the prosecution having a judge who's so aggressively on their side and not letting the defense have some leeway on the witnesses, which you're supposed to do. They're the ones who are defending the innocence of the defendant from the government.
All right, guys, thank you both very much. Great insight on all of this. I can't get Fred Martin at Column with us right now. I got the story, executive editor of the story as well. Just got a great private she's working on The Final Journey of the Greatest Generation. I do want to talk to you about that one. That was very interesting. I love when you do these things and remember the Greatest Generation. But some of the characters here, Martha, are not the Greatest Generation. So I'm wondering, I mean, there are a lot of risks they're taking here. Michael Cohen, front and center. We've only had learned it all, and now reports that he stole money from the Trump organization. It doesn't get more surreal than that.
Yeah, it looks kind of un-Greatest Generation in many ways there. I just want to, we have some great reporters and producers in the room there, Neil, and I'm just going through what they're saying as I'm listening to your great casts. It was a hot scene in there that's going on right now. They cleared the entire courtroom. They had the press leave so that the judge could reprimand, Merchan could reprimand Costello because the prosecution and the judge kept cutting him off while he was trying to talk, and then when they cut him off and objected, he was just sort of blurting out his answers anyway, because as we know, he is a veteran part of this process and worked as a prosecutor in New York for many years, so he just wants the jury to hear what he has to say, even though he's being cut off. So right now now people are coming back to the courtroom, so we'll see what happens now with Costello, but clearly it got very heated in there just now, Neil.
But if you accept that at face value, I mean, the judge didn't see there any problems with letting Stormy Daniels talk.
Yeah.
And even some of the comments that Hicks had made, the fact of the matter is he would pick and choose who would interrupt and why. But whenever, Costello was saying or answering things that he's being asked, that gets under his skin.
Yeah, and how does it go over with the jury, as John, you was just saying, because you're so right. I mean, Stormy Daniels detailed the, shampoo and deodorant, and Terry Kupek, who fills in these fantastic details for us in the courtroom, reminded us, he also said, she's getting a little far field here, so try to rein her in. But that is not the demeanor at all. So, I mean, any jury can see that these situations are being treated very differently between the defense and the prosecution, and how that registers and sits with them. Only those 12 people know, and several alternatives who are in there, Neil.
Yeah, one of the benefit of my being so old is I remember cases that were very different than this one. I remember that when Ronald Reagan's labor secretary, Ray Donovan, who was brought up on sports, 2 dozen charges, financial impropriety, lying, with all this other stuff. And I remember the build-up on that court hearing was such that he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. He was exonerated on all charges and famously said afterwards, how do I get my good name back? Now, the only reason I mention in the context of the jury is you never know what they're going to think. All the legal experts at that time, were saying he's toast. And, the prosecution has this case made. They exonerate all counts. So I understand the defense actions here to try to call in other witnesses to seal the deal, but that's a delicate little threading of the needle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. As I said a few minutes ago with Jonathan Turley, I would imagine that former President Trump, who loves to see how people perform on TV, probably saw Robert Costello over the past few days and said, you're going to put him on the stand. This guy is really good, and he is saying everything that we need to do to close this case. That's just my,
number. It just said United States. But I didn't answer it, so.
Being hostile and out of order in this situation. So that's something that only they know. I tried so hard to read their faces when you're in there, and you simply can't. I mean, they're listening.
Just touched on it now, that Costello was there because Donald Trump, the good counterpuncher, I think as you said, wanted it there. And the defense lawyer might be saying, all right, well, we can see the wisdom of that, even though maybe they might not. But what do you make of the role maybe behind the scenes Donald Trump could be playing here, encouraging this guy you got to get on because he's powerful and effective and he delivers the goods?
Well, I just say that based on covering him for all these years. He does not sit back. He's not the type of client, I would imagine, with his team who's going to sit back and say, look, you guys are the experts. You just do this the way you want. I mean, I'm sure he does to a great extent. But when this is the final moment and this is the last thing that the jurors are going to hear, and he knows that Costello has been making a very forceful argument on his behalf, which, by the way, is that Cohen told him over and over and over again that Trump wasn't aware of the payments. This is crucial. This is central to this case. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that this person who is a very, hardened counterpuncher, who doesn't like to just let things lie, was probably not going to want his defense team to stand up after the prosecution rested and said, we're done, we don't have anything to bring forward. I don't think that he's that kind of client. I could be wrong. But
Yeah, and it doesn't extend necessarily to his testifying itself. That he might be taking recommendations from the defense team. But I digress. I wanted to talk a little bit real quickly, I know you about this Fox Nation special coming up. You talked to more and so powerful World War II veterans and the first generation. We hear so much about my mom and dad were part of that. But tell us a little bit about this.
So, I spent a lot of time interviewing members of the Greatest Generation over the last many years. And obviously, I was talking for the anniversary of D-Day, the 80th anniversary. I covered the 70th.
Hear what people say with the Greatest Generation, real labor of love for Martha. And this is a generation that's. We are appreciating right now the time constraints right now outside the New York courthouse, where we're expecting to hear from Donald Trump soon. There's been a lot of nastiness back and forth here, or sort of combining like a well-trained rush or a train wreck, depending on your point of view. Into this.
Here you go, love. Okay, I'll leave it right here. I'm just making my sandwich for lunch for work. What's for dinner? Oh, well, Jim and I had kind of like a late lunch. We had McDonald's earlier. So really not much for dinner, except a couple of soup cups, and I'm just making my lunch for work. I'm making a turkey sandwich for me to take to work. Nothing really fancy. Something simple and cold. I don't have to warm nothing up.
Yeah, the judge is sustaining all the prosecution's objections. And he lets Stormy Daniels talk about
Everything she wanted to.
everything she wanted to.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Want to talk to we're going to Cincinnati, Ohio, and we deliver. Our broker, the road next to me.
My sandwich in half.
My channel.
Here we go.
Alright, you guys. I'm gonna get off here. Y'all take care. Y'all good. Y'all be safe. Stay out of trouble. And we'll see you guys
We got my sandwich all done.
back to your line on Elm Street. Alright? Love you guys. Y'all be safe.
Who was that? It's my hands off. Okay, Penny Finder, be careful driving home. You're having kielbasa and sauerkraut with pierogies. Oh, I'm coming over. I love Polish sausage and sauerkraut and pierogies as well. Very good stuff. My kids don't like it, but I know I do.
If he tries to go in any of the doors that closed, it's locked up. It's closed for a reason. Then now I'm gonna ask you to leave the business. I'm gonna ask you to leave. Sure. You're not going any further. This is a secure courthouse. You're not going any further.
I need you to move out of my way. I'll get need you to move out of my way.
It's not happening. You're gonna stay out of my office or your sensitive files.
Why are you being so hostile for it?
Because you're not listening to me.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm all Matt Renata here, back again with another installment of Throwback Thursday. Today's going to take place at the Village Hall in Port Jefferson, New York. Make sure to stick around to the end for updates on the unhinged village attorney and chief constable accused of illegally selling firearms. Well, let's get into it. Hey, how are you? Oh, no, stay with me.
I got all my lunch ready. Oh, did you see that one already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lunch is all set to go.
Ms. Clark, are you sure that you don't know anything about Missouri v. Biden? You don't know anything about that case?
Thank you for the opportunity to clarify. This is a case being handled by our civil division, and I assure you, Chairman, the justice is compliant.
I didn't ask that. Did you read they're from the West?
Oh, thank you, Megan. I would love to come over and share that food with you.
I gleaned the ruling, but it's not a civil rights division case.
Which is it? Because, first of all, when Mr. Bishop asked, you said you didn't know one darn thing about it. Now you're saying you gleaned plans or what I
appreciate the opportunity to clarify. The civil division is handling this case, and the department is compliant with the court's
First Amendment rights are pretty fundamental rights. That's something you don't think the Civil Rights Division should be involved in.
Absolutely, Chairman. The First Amendment is the bedrock principle of our democracy.
Let me go a little different route then. Do politics drive the decisions at the Justice Department today?
Politics have no place in the work of the Civil Rights Division.
3 months ago, the New Mexico governor announced a 30-day ban on citizens' right to carry a concealed firearm in Albuquerque and the county that Albuquerque sits in. What did the Justice Department do when the governor did that unconstitutional order? What did the DOJ do in response to that unconstitutional action from the governor of New Mexico?
I am generally aware of the matter that you are referring to, but gun control is not a core issue that we handle.
Second Amendment, a fundamental right like the First Amendment, it's pretty important, isn't it?
These are very important issues to the department.
Tell me what the Justice Department did when this happened, when the governor...
Oh, I'm Italian too, Megan, and we always had leftovers
I'm happy to bring your question
all the
back.
time.
You don't know that one either.
The criminal division and the civil
You
division.
don't know about Missouri v. Biden, you don't know what the DOJ did in response to the governor of New Mexico's action. Well, here's what the county sheriff said. He held a press conference saying that this thing was unconstitutional, unenforceable, and incapable of stopping and curbing gun violence. The New Mexico Attorney General, who's a Democrat, said this thing will not have any impact on public safety and does not pass constitutional muster. So when the Democrat Attorney General of New Mexico said it doesn't fit the Constitution, but you guys at DOJ don't do a darn thing? Is that what you're telling me?
Politics have no place in the work of the Justice Department, Chairman, but
Are you aware of anything the Justice Department did to that unconstitutional order from the governor of New Mexico?
not in the Civil Rights Division, Chairman, but I think
You're an important person in the Justice Department. Did the Justice Department do anything?
Yes, we enforce the laws that Congress gave us, Chairman.
No, in this case, did the Justice Department do anything?
I will bring that question back.
I'll give you the answer. They didn't. They didn't file an amicus. They didn't put any statement of interest. They didn't do a darn thing. Which gets back to the point I think Mr. McClintock was making earlier. It shows, I think, how political you are.
Yes, I do know. That's right. My father used to make all kinds of food. We had all kinds of food for dinner.
The Department of Justice announces an investigation into that bill. Now, this is what amazes me. That's a bill that actually passed the state house, passed the state senate, was signed by the governor. And you guys are in there contesting that 8 days later. But you have something in New Mexico, which is an obvious direct assault on the Second Amendment, and it's an order from the governor to go through the legislature. The Department of Justice does nothing.
Okay.
The Civil Rights Rights Division is deeply committed to enforcing the laws that this body gave us and committed to standing up for the rights, the civil rights of all Americans, Chairman.
Well, you can say it, but based on some of your other answers, not knowing the first thing about Missouri v. Biden, not knowing what, if anything, was done, nothing was actually done, relative to the governor's unconstitutional order regarding New Mexico citizens, residents, and Americans, right? Second Amendment rights. This is why we're so darn concerned. I appreciate the chairman having this hearing. With that, I got 38 seconds.
I think for the chair of the judiciary. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank the gentleman for yielding. Miss Clark, who's Ava Edel?
Chairman, that is not a name that I'm familiar with.
Well, I'll try to familiarize you with her. She's an 87-year-old pro-life advocate who survived a communist concentration camp in Yugoslavia after World War II that you guys have charged under the FACE Act for praying and singing in front of an abortion clinic. Is that the best use of Justice Department's time and energy?
As noted, the FACE Act has been is a law that this body passed in response to efforts to obstruct access to reproductive health clinics, threats, violence, acts
An
of
87-year-old
violence. We
woman.
follow the facts and apply the law
Is she
without fear or favor, Chairman.
Really? I think we've heard a lot of that today about how if you're pro-life, you get the full treatment. Just ask Ava Edel, 87-year-old concentration camp survivor. But if you're on the other side after the Dobbs decision, no, it's a different issue. In spite of what you said, that you apply it equally across the board. How about your decision to file a lawsuit against SpaceX? Can you talk to me about that?
Yes,
Elon
Chairman.
Musk?
Let me ask you this way first. Did Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter have anything to do with the Justice Department's decision to file that lawsuit against SpaceX?
The investigation into SpaceX was open during the last administration, and we filed an administrative action under the Immigration and Nationality Act, an important law passed by this body with bipartisan support and signed into law by President Reagan.
What are you alleging that SpaceX did wrong?
In this case, we allege that the company is not compliant with the anti-discrimination provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act. This is a law that has been...
What are they discriminating against?
Here they are discriminating against people who have received refugee and asylum status by our federal courts.
No.
They're discriminating against refugees and asylum seekers. Is that right?
No, Chairman, against people who have received refugee status and asylum status by our federal courts and who enjoy equal standing under federal law to U.S. citizens and naturalized citizens. The law requires equal treatment of these individuals.
You're saying that SpaceX did not hire, is that appropriate, did not hire enough refugees or people who've been granted asylum? Is that what you're asserting in the lawsuit?
And that they discourage those people from applying for any job, whether it's for a custodial position, office clerk,
I'm
someone who
sorry,
works in a
Megan.
kitchen facility,
What?
all the way
Megan
up through
said her
engineering.
sister-in-law is flying in tomorrow from Florida.
You're suing SpaceX because
And she
they
tried to get
hired
her to bring her
too
some
many
Publix
Americans.
chicken,
Too many
but her
citizens.
sister-in-law said she ain't bringing it out
Not
on the
enough
plane.
people who are refugees.
Well,
or
no,
people who've been granted
The other
asylum.
people on the plane probably feel it needed
Wait,
before it
this
got it.
investigation started 3 years ago. I know the facts.
Last
It started 3 years ago, and yet you bring the lawsuit after Mr. Musk purchases Twitter, now X. Is that right?
We apply the laws that this body gave us without fear or...
Here we
Yeah,
go.
that's the same mumbo jumbo.
Mr. Musk, his assertion is that they're dealing with national security type information at SpaceX, and that's why he's even posted this before you brought the lawsuit. He said this. That's why they focus on hiring people who have a green card.
I know, I
or
would do
are
it.
American citizens. And you guys say this is something we need to go after SpaceX because they're not hiring enough Americans, and we need to charge Ava Edel, 87-year-old concentration camp survivor, That's what the Justice Department and the Biden administration needs to do. But oh, by the way, we don't know anything about Missouri v. Biden. We didn't weigh in on the issue where a governor of a state told the citizens, they're American citizens, you cannot exercise your Second Amendment rights contrary to the law, contrary to what the Supreme Court has said. And you're trying to tell us today that the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department is not political. Frankly, I find it almost laughable that you're making that argument, because anyone with common sense and any objectivity can see you guys are definitely political.
I really love that man.
Congressman, thanks for the question. As you might know,
Uh-oh, who's this now?
FTC's work on Twitter goes back a decade. Back in
FTC
2000
chair?
Now.
Back
12
in
demand letters in 10 weeks, over 350 separate requests to demand
Megan, I used to
Twitter.
bring, when I would fly to Chicago, I used to bring Jim burritos home
Twitter has a
on the
history
plane.
of lax
And believe me, they
privacy
smell
policies.
great, and I would carry
Yes,
them
look,
on the
every
plane with me
single communication
and bring it to
related
him when he
Elon
picked
Musk,
me up
not
at the
communications
airport,
that you just
and I
sent
would
to
drive
someone
home
or
while he was in the
communications he received.
passenger
But
seat
any
eating
time
his
you mention
burrito.
that actually seems more than harassment. It seems like almost an obsession. Why such an intense focus?
So, Congressman, again, it was found that Twitter's lax privacy policies allowed unauthorized users to co-opt Twitter accounts, including that of Fox News. Subsequently, Twitter voluntarily entered into a consent order with the FTC.
Here's what you wrote in
Unfortunately, we
December.
found
Madam Chair, here's what you wrote in December. Identify all journalists and other members of the media to whom Twitter has granted access since Musk bought the company. You want to know the name of every journalist a private company has talked to? Think that's consistent with the First Amendment?
Congressman, as a former journalist, I take extremely seriously the valuable work that they do and understand there can be instances in which government action is unjustified.
Particularly, Madam Chair, if I could just interject, particularly in the context here. I mean, it's bad enough if you got government asking a private company about who are the journalists you're talking to. You name 4 of them and say what the other names of any journalists you may in fact be communicating with. That's bad enough. I think a threat to the First Amendment, freedom of the press.
But in the context of giving us information about how
want me to
government
get the water
had
going again for your
suppressed
chicken?
speech on these platforms, that's the context you're asking for. I think that's particularly troubling, don't you?
Congressman, the consent decree that we have prohibits Twitter from sharing
Hi, Keaton. How are you?
information with third parties. When we read in the papers, like everybody else, that Twitter may have granted access to third parties, that's what our teams were seeking information about. Again, this is a company whose history with the FTC
Madam
was
Chair, we have limited time. Madam Chair, who is David Roque?
Could you repeat that, Congressman?
David Roque, R-O-Q-U-E. Who's David Roque?
I'm not familiar with
You deposed him last month, June 21st, 2023. David Roque is the independent partner for Ernst & Young's independent assessment of Twitter's program.
Megan said that she drives to Florida,
You know what Mr. Roque
and
said?
her
That
sister-in-law has her get her all kinds of stuff like Philly soft pretzels, Tasty Cates, and sometimes hoagies.
Oh.
So she said, next time I'm not bringing none of it.
There you go.
Made him feel as if the
Oh, I'm
FTC
sorry that
was
you're
trying
sick,
to
Keaton.
influence
And
the
then-
outcome of the engagement
You're watching the
before it
Golden
started.
Girls?
He said in some
Oh.
And then when she says, "How come you didn't bring it?"
How come you didn't bring me my
Wait,
Publix
wait.
fried chicken?
Wait, remember that Publix fried chicken I wanted?
Yeah, exactly.
And you said you didn't want to take it on the plane?
Well, then I couldn't bring this stuff
Well,
to you.
I
I'm
didn't want to
sorry.
bring this stuff on the plane.
There you go. I have to get off of here in another 5 minutes because I need to go get myself ready for work. Keaton, I hope you feel better. Megan said that's right. Payback is a bitch.
Yep.
She's gonna be like, where's my hoagie and my soft pretzel you were gonna bring me? Oh, they're back at home.
Somewhere Senator Kennedy of Louisiana is recognized.
Oh, and you're also watching Murder, She Wrote?
I hope
Another
so,
show I
sir.
never watched.
I can't handle Angela Lansbury.
If it weren't for double standards in this place, there wouldn't be any standards at all. Mr. Grunberg, have you ever heard the expression, a fish rots from the head down?
Yes, sir.
understand your, I listened
John
carefully
Kennedy.
to your testimony. Do I understand you to assert that you're the.
Well, you like all
believe
those
you're the
old
person
shows,
to
huh,
clean up
Keaton?
the FDIC?
My father used to watch Gunsmoke all the time.
Do you also believe that Elvis is alive?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, he's in the mall. Didn't you see him?
Do you also believe in Bigfoot?
No.
No, sir.
Right,
Have
from
you
the
read
60s.
this report?
Yes, sir.
You've been the chairman of the FDIC 10 of the last 13 years, haven't you?
Yes, I am.
And you've been there for 20 years almost, haven't you?
Nearly, yes, sir.
And this sleaze has been going on for decades, has it not?
Sleaze.
I think the report makes that finding, sir.
Did you read the part of the report where one of your supervisors described one of your young female employees as being, quote, like a grizzly bear with tits, close quote?
Ooh.
I've read the report, sir.
Did you read the part of the report where one of your supervisors asked
Megan said she thought of driving herself
a
to go
young
get the
female
Publix fried
employee,
chicken, but she
quote,
said the nearest Publix
"Does your
is 12
husband
hours
eat
away.
you?"
That's a long drive.
Did you read that?
I have read the report, sir.
Megan, if you ever come to visit us, we'll
Did you
have some
read the
Publix fried chicken
report-
for
the
you.
report where one young employee said her supervisor sent her a text. You know what the text said?
Oh,
Quote,
no.
"Get naked, bitch."
Ooh,
Did you read that?
Yes, sir.
that's
Did
pretty
you
nasty.
read the part of the report where one of your supervisors turned to one of your Hispanic employees and asked him to recite the Pledge of Allegiance to prove that he is an American?
Ooh,
Did you read that?
I read it, sir.
You're not going to be able to clean up the FDIC because you're going to be too busy defending yourself in court. I'm going to introduce a bill to extend the statute of limitations to allow every employee at the FDIC to file suit over the sexual abuse
oh, okay, Megan, I got
and
you.
the sexual discrimination and this racism. And you're going to be spending all your time in court. Now, the Cleary Gottlieb report doesn't think you're the person to clean up the FDIC, does it?
I don't know that the report reaches that conclusion, but it certainly has critical comments in regard to me, sir.
Well, I mean, the FDIC report says that it says that
I need to do
even
this.
your
I'll get you-
senior
I'll get you
leaders
this.
feel, quote, disrespected, disparaged, and treated unfairly by you. Did I quote that correctly?
I have read the report, sir.
And
I have read the report.
Cleary Gottlieb report
Okay,
goes on
I've
to
read the
say,
report, sir.
um,
Okay. I need to
with
get
your
off of
long
my
tenure
live.
and
Go ahead.
reputation
Because
for
I have to
losing
go
your
get ready
temper
for
and
work.
bullying people, quote,
So I wish
presents
everyone a
unique
great rest of your
challenges,
Monday, but I have to
quote,
go. I have
for
to get
you
myself in the
change the
shower.
agency.
You
And
guys.
you do not want to see
I
that.
have read it, sir.
Oh, well, okay.
And the Cleary Gottlieb report also
But you guys
says
have a great day,
it
Megan,
questions
Keaton,
whether you
everyone
have,
that was
quote,
here,
moral
itching
authority
and scratching,
to do so.
and Edward, everyone, Laura, everyone that was here. I appreciate all of you. We love you guys. Thank you, Megan. I'm going to try to have a good night at work, and I will see you guys
fixing
tomorrow.
this agency,
Bye,
Mr.
guys.
Thunberg.